Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Raptor X here with Good Clean Gaming RX, and today we are back in Eco, this time on one of my tips and tricks worlds, because I don't have time, money, or authority to set up a new currency on the Dadspeed server. So I'm going to go ahead and go about doing that here, and we'll show how that's done. So first of all, you're going to need a couple things to be able to set up currency. Number one will be someone or yourself with smelting, because that's used to create the mint. So I'm going to go ahead and give myself a mint, since I don't have that. There we are. Requires smelting, as you can see. I don't have that. Don't have the time to learn that. This is just a quick tips and tricks video. It's 2x4x3, and if we look at it, it requires 45 cubic meters of free volume in a room and a tier of at least 1.2 for the average room tier. So we're going to go ahead and start building a room here. I'm going to give myself a better hammer. And we're going to go ahead and give ourselves a whole bunch of brick as well. There we go. Okay, so we'll go ahead and go about building a room here. I'm not going to worry about making it too fancy or anything. We're just going to go ahead and quickly lay one of these out. There we go. Probably going to need just a little bit more room here. So we'll go, whoops. The system is the finickiest thing, I tell you. It does not like doing that for some reason. Too hungry. There we go. Okay. We'll go ahead and build some walls. Not particularly concerned about how nice it looks or anything. So we're just going to go ahead. Into this quickly. And let's see here, we're going to need a roof. $18 blocks, and we're going to need a few more than that, so let's go ahead and give ourselves let's go for 60. And that'll cover it quite nicely. Okay, so now we have our mint. I'm going to go ahead and place that down. And as we can see, it's got authorization. It's on an unowned property at this point, so it's going to possibly throw a code there. But here we have the setup for the mint. So we don't have a currency set up yet, but we're going to go over how to do that. So for the currency name, we're just going to go ahead and set this up as X marks, because I like that name for personal currency. Then we can also see what sort of cost we're going to have to create these. So whether you're going to cost, say, and what you're going to set this against. So the mint item is made up a list of different things that a person can make to back the currency with. Currently there is no There is no item on here that is backing the currency. So you can just create this willy-nilly, and there's no ingredient required, so to speak, to create any more money. This is good if you're on a single player server or a low population server where it's just you and a couple of buddies, and you're going to be creating a currency just so you have effective offline trade, and one person doesn't have total control over everything or the currency, and you just want to be able to have some global currency to barter with. You're not going to be creating a whole bunch of it, and you don't want to bother mining out gold or whatever and converting into gold bars or something like that. For a very large server that's going to have a lot of people, and you want to have a little bit tighter control, you can back this currency with something. And so there are several different things that you can back it with. Various different crops. Plant fiber is one of them. That's a quick and easy one. Basically means that anyone can create that currency. It's very, very cheap to do so, and you can basically do that with very little effort. You can also put any of these fuels in here, including say wood pulp, which I find sometimes is a good one. If you're not constructing a very advanced server, because there's always a lot of this in the world. It's very easy to get as well. Anyone can get it. And it's kind of a waste byproduct to some extent. It's used for a few things, but you can go ahead and throw that in there and back your currency with wood pulp. And that's a quick way to do that. Metal ores. You can also use copper ore, gold ore, or iron ore to back it. The Dadspeed server is gold ore, so that means that the people can mine gold ore, take it down to the mint, and sell it to the mint store, and then the mint can actually mint that currency and put it into the treasury or whatever, and dispense that as it's needed. You can also back it with any of the rocks. So sandstone is one of those ones that's always in abundance. You can back it with sandstone and use it as a way to get rid of, so to speak, some of that sandstone. And of course any of the woods. I'm just going to go ahead and back mine with, we'll go ahead and back mine with the wood pulp and hit submit. And now that's where the coins per item comes into play. So if I want to create say 10 coin, I can go ahead and set that this way for 1 wood pulp. If I want to create 100 coins, then I set this to 100, like so, and that'll cost 1 wood pulp to create 100 X marks. That's kind of the basics of that. I'm going to go ahead and set mine to 10, just because that means that we're not getting too far out of the way of things. And then we'll go ahead and create, let's see here, that'd be 1,000, so that'll be 10,000. Obviously we don't need that many. I'm going to go ahead and give myself 1,000 wood pulp that I can use to actually create that, and we'll go ahead and craft those, and this is going to put it into my own personal account, which I'm not quite sure that I want that, but I can end up doing a transfer here later. So we'll go ahead and craft that. It says once you mint a currency, you can no longer change the backing item and the coins per item. Are you sure you want to back the currency X marks 10 coins per item with wood pulp? We're going to go ahead and hit yes, and that's just a final check to make sure. You don't want, do you really want to back that item with wood pulp? Or back X marks with wood pulp. Okay, so at this point that mint essentially becomes a chunk of metal, unless you have to create more currency, in which case, you can kind of do that. If you have a lot of people joining the server, or some of it being put out into, locked up because other people are leaving the server and so on, it's a good idea to keep that around because, you never know when you might need to add a little bit to the currency. If you do not have people joining the server and you're just, just using that as a placeholder, at this point, you can essentially just knock that mint down, one-time use, no big deal, and call it good. I'm going to go ahead and we'll just put up a little bit of an extension here. There we go. And I'm going to have to give myself, let's see if there's enough room in here to put a bank. How much room do we have? 84. 45 would be 90. So let's go ahead and we'll pick this up quickly. There we go. And we'll go back and build our wall over here. Oh, come on. There we go. And we're going to need another, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 2. So we're going to give 12. Helps if I can spell correctly. There we go. And then we'll go ahead and select floor rectangular plane. There we go. And place those. Okay. So our mint is back up and working. I'm going to give myself a bank. And we'll go ahead and place that down as well. And this allows for creation of bank accounts. So I'm going to go ahead and create an account here. And we'll edit this one and we'll call it government account. Alright. And then I'm going to go ahead and transfer 9,000 of these X marks from my account to the government account. So we're going to go and we use the X marks. We're going to transfer 9,000. There we go. From the Raptor X personal account to government account. We're not going to tax it, we're just going to send that right over. There we go. Okay, so now we can, that's the basics of setting up a currency and just getting one into the world. Pretty straightforward. You just need a room, a mint. It's created at an anvil by a smelter. It requires some gold bars, some lumber. Let's take a look. We'll get an exact mint recipe. 8 bricks, 4 gold bars, and 15 lumber. And 1,500 calories of smelting labor. And that's pretty simple, straightforward. And you plop that down inside of a tier 1.2 or higher room. And voila, you can start creating currency. Now, to regulate that currency, you need laws. You need to be able to create laws regulating its creation, regulating whether it gets destroyed, regulating how the government gets more of it, whether they tax people, all different kinds of stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and set up a court. Whoops. There we go. And this is going to require a room as well. So I'm going to go ahead and make one of those quickly. It doesn't have to be super fancy. So I'm just going to go ahead and we'll make a nice, we'll do another brick room. I really wish there was a way, there is not though, to just spawn in a room. Well, there might be a way, I don't know how to do it. We'll go with that. Now this court is quite a decent size, so I'm going to go ahead and we'll make sure first of all that this will fit inside here. There we go. And then we'll go ahead and start creating. I think this one actually needs to be, it's kind of strange. There we go, four tall to actually, well, no, it looks like it will fit under there, so. Okay, we'll go ahead and create now our walls. Like so. Alright, and then we'll go ahead and start creating our roof. I'm going to have some difficulty moving around in here, aren't I? There we go. There we go. And that's given us a nice room that we can actually put our court up in. Okay, so we can go ahead and create laws. No privileges to make changes. Create a constitution. Cannot create or make changes here until either a constitution is ratified or a new constitution is drafted, in which case you can attach changes to that election only. So we're going to go ahead and we'll need to set up a court, or a constitution, sorry. So that's created with a constitution. Oops. No, oh, capital. There we go. And we'll go ahead and place this one down. Doesn't require a whole lot of space or a whole lot of height here. Constitution is not currently active. We'll just go ahead and leave this one as it is. Basically, there's a whole lot of setup on this one which I can go into later if people are interested. But we'll just go ahead and yup. Draft is not currently active. There's no active constitution, so this one can be ratified at any time. Okay, so I believe that's got a constitution ready. I'm going to go ahead and give a ballot box because I think that's actually required. Executive action, okay, so there we go. We'll go ahead and place that one down. And then we'll go ahead and start an election. Civic actions without a valid constitution. Okay, so here's our constitution. Ratify constitution. Okay, so there we go. Start election. Ratify constitution has begun. There we go. So you create this one over here. And you have to vote open the browser. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get this one to pass. Civics, let's see here. Oh goodness. All elections, civics, finish election. Okay. There we go. Alright. So we now have a constitution set up. Which means that I can go ahead and start making laws here on our court. So, say for instance that we wanted to say that for every active player on the server, we can create, or the mint creates more currency. Let's go ahead and we'll do a trigger, and we'll just do this. Let's go first login. So every time a player logs into the server, we're going to go ahead and we'll see if we can mint here. Oops. Let's see here. There we go. So we'll go ahead and transfer to account. Actually, let's go ahead and hit pay. There we go. And on first login, pay, we're going to go from the Treasury bank account. Which I'll need to go ahead and change that one first. So, I'm going to go ahead and we'll move this. Oops, we need our bank. Our bank. There we go. Alright. There we go. Alright, so we need a treasury. Perfect. Treasury is disabled. Must create an elected title that gives Treasury permissions, and then assign a player to it. So there's quite a little bit of setup to actually get a government going, as you can see. We'll probably stop here. We've got our currency created. We've got a constitution created and ratified. We have a court set up where we can actually, oops, there we go, where we could do this. We can source from the Treasury bank account. Set in advanced settings at a bank. Aha, okay. So let's go ahead and pick this one back up. We'll put our bank down. And this is under advanced settings. Ho hum. Government account, advanced settings. Account managers, there we go. Oh, I see. Okay. So this, as I said, quite a bit of setup for the legal aspects of currency. For the actual creation of currency, that's done. We've created a currency. It's functional. I have some. The government account has some. That is that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Take care, and I will see you in the next video. If I've missed anything, feel free to drop a comment down below, and if you found this video helpful, please do share it. Alright everyone, take care. Ta-ta.